Brian, congratulations on a really good fight. It looked like a tough fight out there. I mean, you were fighting Martin van Staden, one of South Africa's biggest talents. Tell us about the fight. How did it go?
Went all right. Went how I expected. I just thought I'd finish earlier, to be fair.
Okay.
I passed his guard, and I figured I'd get him. I had a couple good positions where I had wrist control, had side saddle, had his back, even got a single hook in. And he scrambled fairly well. But to be fair, my arms gassed a little bit. Everything else felt fine. I felt fast. But my arms started to go just from all the hand fighting inside his guard and pushing him up against the cage.
Okay, so it was a good fight. I mean, obviously you could see the two distinct styles. Martin wanted to keep it up, keep banging, keep striking. You wanted to bring it down as quickly as possible.
To be fair, he didn't really press me with the strikes, so he made it really easy to shoot. I'd hope he'd pressed it with the strikes a bit more so I could clinch and have a bit of a play, but he actually made me go underneath him and left himself a bit open. I just thought he was gearing up to throw a knee or maybe an uppercut. So
I think towards the end, I think it was in the third round, you could definitely see him trying to shoot him with a flying knee or something like that. And I mean, obviously, I think, you'd won pretty much the first two rounds, I think, as far as the crowds. You were controlling the fight a little bit better and you were dominating. So congratulations to you in terms of that. I think just, obviously, it's probably a question you've been asked 100 times. MMA in South Africa versus the rest of the world. Obviously, you've got a lot of international experience fighting in Australia. I think you're one of the champions in Australia. Obviously America, Canada, wherever it may be. What's it like at the southernmost points of Africa?
You guys go okay. You guys got a lot of tough guys that want to fight. I saw a lot of hungry eyes tonight. Saw a lot of very shredded, in-shape bodies. These guys are fit and ready to play. I just think you got to get enough talent in one gym to make a push. And some of these fighters got to take it upon themselves to seek international opportunities and travel.
Well, I think that's it. We've got one guy at the moment, Darren Daniel. I'm sure you've heard some stories about or met him perhaps. And I mean, he's out there and training with Vanderlei and all the guys. So that's definitely a start. Why were you in South Africa? Apparently you were here to do some seminars and things like that. Is that the case?
I've been teaching for a couple weeks. I met a guy from Extreme Kickboxing Technologies.
Yes.
He's a small-time promoter and runs, I think, 12 or 13 gyms in his association. So I got pretty lucky in that sense that he had that many gyms to be able to host me. I was able to travel to Thaba Zimbi and Brakpan and Edenvale, Four Ways. But I was able to travel up to Thaba Zimbi with XKT. Brakpan was his home gym that he's at almost every day. Edenvale, Four Ways, and he had a couple more. And then he brought a few outsiders into me. So I was able to teach a lot. The fight offer came within my first 4 days in South Africa.
And quick to take it? Were you happy that you did?
Yeah, I watched a couple videos on him. I thought he was a talented kid, but being as good of a wrestler as I am, not that many people worry. Especially when you hear someone wants to stand with you. I've had the best in the world, Kung Lee, Hector Lombard, come swinging for the fences, and they haven't really touched my chin yet.
And end up striking out after all of that. So, okay, that's awesome. When you go back overseas, I mean, when are you actually leaving? It's fairly soon, is it not?
I leave in 2 days. I go back to Australia for probably 6 to 7 months. And I'm floating. I don't know what I'm going to do November, December time. I can go back to my high school in America and coach wrestling.
Oh, nice.
But
is that it from
a personal training job? So I don't know if I want to go back and do that or keep traveling.
Okay, makes perfect sense. I mean, if mixed martial arts gives you the opportunity of seeing the world, doing something you clearly love and are very good at, I mean, why not? It's incredible.
Do it while I'm young, while I can actually enjoy, climb a mountain and
get to the top of it and enjoy from there. What is the thing when people ask you? I mean, obviously, I think the rest of the world's understanding of South Africa is very different to what the country actually is like. What's the message going to be when you get there? I mean, what are you going to tell people about South Africa and specifically cage fighting?
The fighting, again, I didn't know there'd be that many promotions, but it seems to rival Australia. In the sense that there's 2, 3, maybe 4 decent promotions. Starting to pay guys, a couple dollars to compete. But the big thing, again, is almost at the gym level and the fighter level. They got to kind of bring themselves together and make a stand themselves, because promoters are going to use guys. They're going to pay guys a little bit less than
everyone's trying to get a buck out of somebody somewhere.
Trying to make money.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess my almost advice to the guys here is stand up for yourself. Listen to other offers. Don't sign anything too crazy. Because in the end, just like the UFC at the top end of the level, the UFC can cut up your contract off of a loss, or because you wore the wrong T-shirt into the ring. You know what I mean? So your 4 or 5 contract isn't guaranteed. Well, if that's at the top level, with hundreds of thousands, what's going to happen for a couple $100?
No, for sure.
You know.
Well, that's incredible, and you know, thanks again for the fight, and we hope you've enjoyed your stay with us, and hopefully you'll be seeing, you know, some more of us. You'll be coming back and bringing some other guys with you, and the bigger that we can grow the sports and the understanding of mixed martial arts in South Africa, the better for everybody. So thank you very much. Congratulations again on your fight tonight, and travel safe.